So everything that you're going to hear tonight, you guys, is legit. Everything is transparent. It is no hype. It is no next best thing. It is rooted in science. And that's what you're going to have here tonight are researchers, formulators, doctors, scientists that are all about the it. Okay. So first I'm going to bring on a gentleman who is one of my dearest friends, Dr. Brett Brimhall. He is on the scientific advisory board of the company. Yes, here at LifeVantage. And there is a Brimhall method of chiropractic. Has anybody heard of that? Well, that is his last name. He and his father literally travel the world educating, formulating, and teaching people how to live their best life. So Dr. Brett, if you could just share with everybody tonight, let's start with the foundation of everything. What is activation? What is NRF2? This activated collagen, why is it a big deal? But just let's get everybody just started out on what is activation, if you are there.
I'm going to talk about activation and this whole idea that's different. So I'm going to make it real simple. I'm a really simple guy. At the end of the day, like your body wants to heal. It wants to be the very best it could possibly be. But the body is a balance. So the more stress you have, the less reserves you have. So if your stress becomes greater than your ability to handle that stress, then we get what's called dysfunction that can later lead to disease. So the idea of lack of function, loss of function, we call that aging. So I like to describe activation this way. We all have a level of stress. How activated are you? And so you have different systems in your body that are supposed to work together. And real simple. One, the energy producing system, a repair system, a communication system, and then delivery system. Like those systems all have to work together. Right? You have to have all the right materials. You have to have all the right systems working. How activated are you? So what level of life are you living? How much energy do you have? How much abundance of energy you have? How fast do you repair compared to what you used to? Or maybe people similar to your age are. And that's truly the result of how well all these systems work. We call that activation. And we call it that because there are specific systems in each of your cells that are supposed to work, and they can work at whatever your 100% is. But is your system of energy production and repair working at 50%, 60%, 70%, or your 100%? So the NRF2, what you hear about with the studies on two different products, and NRF2 activation, what that tells you is how much good enzymes can your body produce to repair. So if you're functioning at 100%, we know from the studies that can improve your body's ability to repair by 40% in 30 days, up to 70% in 3 months. So if that system is not activated, so if this is new to you, you have the potential to have more activation in your life than you currently have. So who wants some of that? And the collagen is the same way, but when it comes to collagen repair. So let me kind of give you a perspective of what this looks like. So I've taught clinicians since 1995. And so my dad's a nutritional formulator. I formulated with him. He's formulated 200 different products. So when I was exposed to this and I saw this young man change in front of my life with these products, I knew there was something different because I hadn't done anything different. He had taken a different product that activated him, where I saw him unfold in front of my eyes, where he was able to do things that we didn't think he'd be able to do. So what I did when I first saw that, I said, well, is this an isolated incident, or what would happen if I took people that I care about, that I worked with since 2001 when I began practice, and I called one of them up particular. I said, I've learned this thing. I want to, with this activation thing, which helps your body perform better than it does based upon specific genes that we now understand how to improve. I said, Eileen, let's have you do this. They'll give you perspective. Her best at that point in time, she called herself One Task Eileen. What that means is she could do a task and she's so exhausted she have to go lay down, and her life consisted of doing a task and laying down, but she was okay with that because that allowed her to stay home instead of being in a care facility. So when we began activation with her, with the Protandim NRF2, over a period of time, I saw her driving on her own again. And then I saw her staying up more often and seeing me less and less. And over the years, I watched her go from being on a whole bucket of supplements down to a handful of activators. And yet her body continued to get improvement in how much energy she had, how much interaction she could have with her kids and grandkids, how much less she needed me. how much she was able to handle her environment and the insults that were going on all the time. And I watched it get better and better. So chronologically, she was aging, but from a more functional perspective of her body functioning better, she was getting younger. Collagen comes out, and I just talked to her today. I said, hey, I'm going to share your story. I just want to get permission, right? She's like, totally cool. Well, today she is now a grandmother. And before, when my biggest concern for her is, would she be able to like take care of her grandchild? Like, could she pick her up? Like, that was always a concern. Well, there's no concern now. Well, today, guys, she was playing with her grandchild and she hopped. So she hopped where she got off the ground, right? With somebody that was diagnosed with something that basically turned from an autoimmune problem into breaking down parts of her body. She was able to hop and get off the ground. She said probably only half an inch, right? But to be able to hop and not fall, that she has not done that for 20 plus years. And the collagen came out just over a year ago, and she's been on it since the beginning. So as you listen to these studies throughout tonight, and you hear about why we're as scientific members of the community and this company are excited about this study, is like, I was seeing things happen in Eileen and other people that I wasn't sure why. Like, I was seeing it. I was appreciating it. So you can experience things you don't fully have an understanding of explaining it. Because your body, like, you don't understand how a bruise heals, but it does when the body works right. A muscle tear, a ligament tears, you don't understand how it happens, but when it doesn't happen is when we worry about it. So when you listen to the stories tonight, just know the level of health that you're enjoying, the level of energy you're enjoying, the level of vibrancy you're enjoying is directly equal to the amount of activation you're experiencing. So if this is your beginning of your story of activation, just know as LifeVantage, we're at the forefront of understanding activation in the human body and applying natural methods to activate the ability for the body to make energy, repair, communicate, and deliver the right nutrients in the right way in an activated form so we can have the most activated life. So listen closely to the study, but listen to the stories. And if this is the beginning of your journey, hang on, it's going to get better.